I'm number 753, and I work in tax. I sit in a darkened room, crunching numbers all day. Only kidding. My name is Emily, and this is my story. Tax is everywhere. You can't look at the news without seeing something about it, which is part of the reason I applied to Deloitte Tax Consulting. My workmates and I have a variety of educational backgrounds, like my classics degree, so we have a range of skills and experience to offer to our clients and to each other.
When my client left Aviva, where he had held the position of CEO, we had a great relationship. We were in regular contact and we had got our position to be viewed as a trusted advisor to him. But that was not always the case. Indeed, the firm hadn't interacted with him. We were doing a lot of work for Aviva, but our relationships were limited in that our conversations were only focused around current projects rather than having a long-term, more strategic view. I realised a more personal approach was needed, and that's when I came up with the idea of sending him a handwritten letter. I knew it would help us to stand out from everything else a CEO gets on his desk, but it also had the elements needed to, most importantly, bypass his EA and get his attention.
With ESS Lite, I can book my leave whilst I'm searching for holidays online.
I can even enter my timesheet over a coffee.
I've just switched banks and I can update my details online.
I've just been transferred to a new station. I can update my work address online.
I'm Sarah Ekofe. I'm the HR director for Elizabeth Arden in the UK and in Ireland. We design, produce and sell, products in skincare, makeup and fragrances.
When Elizabeth Arden first approached us, we were delighted because we felt they had a very forward-looking HR organisation.
This is the start of the journey. The next step is actually to support Elizabeth Arden in the rollout of their global implementation of the solution and to make sure that they absolutely maximise their investment in technology.
Deloitte has been key in the implementation of my HR door. Actually, they demonstrated a full commitment, and I would say even that their involvement has been way beyond what normally you should expect from any consulting company.
The three words I'd use to describe Deloitte right across Britain: distinctive, memorable and knackering.
Exhausting, challenging and awesome.
Arduous, exhilarating and fulfilling.
Tough, memorable and rewarding.
It's for everyone.
Oh, cheers, Victoria.
You guys aren't talking about work again, are you? I thought we agreed we wouldn't talk work.
Leeds has over 5,000 long-term empty properties, so that's properties that have been empty for 6 months or more. And at the same time, there's a lack of housing supply. There are 24,000 people in Leeds alone on the council housing waiting list. So we set up Leeds Empties as a way of tackling that particular issue.
Leeds Empties are ambitious to take the service that they provide into other local authority areas, and one of the things that we realised was that actually to enable them to do that we needed to help them to really define the service that they deliver. The way in which they approach working with empty homeowners is very bespoke, but actually underpinning that there was a customer journey.
I think M&S's issue has been quite widely publicised in the press. It's something that people like to talk about a lot, and they are going through an absolutely unprecedented period of strategic change to respond to those issues. And their key thing is how they now grow confidence amongst their investors on the back of that strategic change.
What was really key was keeping up momentum, keeping the team's morale up and making sure that everybody was at the top of their game.
The Abu Dhabi Global Markets opportunity came about because a great friend of mine and a long-term colleague had been locally within the Abu Dhabi office tracking this opportunity, and we didn't know how and what it would be. We knew in the end the government was saying they wanted to build a financial centre. And one day in the middle of August, suddenly out came a press release that said they defined the law. It was 2 pages long, but it defined, and that meant the project was a possibility, and that was our opportunity. The challenges for the project or the opportunity were numerous. There wasn't any law, there weren't any employees, and probably most confusingly all, the client was only just forming, so there was 2 people who had been appointed by the government, His Excellency the Chairman and the Deputy Chairman.
Okay, right. I'm really sorry, I'm going to have to run. I'm already running 10 minutes behind and I need to be in Stevenage in 45 minutes. Am I okay to leave you to finish up with Dan? Dan, we'll speak soon.
Deloitte are interested in top quality work, top quality performance. That cannot only come from one area or one background. It has to incorporate all areas, all backgrounds, and that way you get a more rounded approach. Society effectively is a multicultural network, so a workplace should actually reflect the society we live in.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure to welcome on stage our very own world champion Formula 1 driver Lewis Hamilton.
You know, my parents, my dad and Linda, they didn't have a lot of money. We lived in a 1-bedroom flat in Hatfield, and they put everything they had and mortgaged the house just to keep me karting in the first couple of years. And my dad had 4 jobs, even putting for sale signs up. So they, you know, obviously I'm in the limelight and people see me, but people don't get to see the important people always behind. Yeah. And I guess that's really the same with in companies like this as well. You know, you guys are the ones that really make everything happen, but obviously the brand gets the publicity.
If you want to be amongst the best in any form of business, you've got to engage with that marketplace. And if you're a major company and you're not doing that with your workforce and trying to actually get the very, very best team together, regardless of any barriers, whether it's race, whether it's sex, whatever it is, you get rid of those barriers if you want to be amongst the best.